I will give you an example from my own life. It was 5 years ago, I think, something like that. So I was in Lima, in the capital of Peru. I was the only kind of diploma I have, you know, education that I have now is in a certificate of bodybuilding, like instructor, a trainer. So I was taking some courses for like half a year over there, and I would have to go from one place in Lima to another place in Lima, like for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. It was like a long way, like 1 hour or more than 1 hour, on the bus. And I remember one time I was, coming back home. It was already night time. It was like 10 p.m. or something. I was really tired, I was on the bus, and these small, like micro buses. And here in Peru, as I'm saying, the buses are for school children because they have so not much space. Peruvian people are generally shorter. I'm taller to general public. So yeah, man, I'm I'm one of in those in one of those little buses. And though the journey is like I'm saying 1 hour or something, I was listening to I had some music, MP3 player, and at one point I felt, I felt energy. I felt like a guy who was standing next to me was like, like some kind of thief or robber, a young guy, I don't know, 20 years, something like that. You can feel that energy, you know. But I mean, the bus was full. Even if he wants to take something from me, my MP3 player, I mean, the bus is full. He cannot run away from it. The bus is full. So, you know, I fell asleep, and the bus was like a low bus. You cannot even stand there. You know, myself, I would have to be like standing like this, because the roof is like this. So I was sitting, by the window. I fell asleep, kind of, you know. Then I feel somebody snatching my MP3, player, and I react. I open my eyes and I grab the same guy. It was the same motherfucker. I grab him with my like left hand, and thank God, I think now, training and deadlifting and doing all of the pull-ups and things makes my grip so strong. If I grab something, if I grab somebody, they cannot get away from me. So I mean, I grabbed on his t-shirt or something, and he's trying to, get away. And I'm like we are like at the rear part of the bus, of these small buses. So he has to go like, I don't know, 1-2 meters forward to get out of the bus. The bus had stopped for that moment, and he thought he would snatch my MP3 player and get away with it. And the bus was full of people, man. So this is why I thought, I mean, what the fool would try to do this in a bus full of people? I mean, you cannot even move fast in a bus like this. However, he did that. Okay. And okay, I grabbed his t-shirt, and he was trying to get away, with his hands. He was pushing himself forward with his hands on one seat, on one he was in the aisle, in the row. So his one hand on one row of seat, another hand on another seat. So he's pushing himself forward, so he has the power, to move on forward. And I grab him, his t-shirt just rips apart, and I lurch forward. I grab it again, his t-shirt is breaking more. And I'm being drawn, you know uh, you know he's moving on forward, and I don't want to. I'm not gonna let him go, you know so I get my hands on him, but he's moving on forward. The bus is full of people, full of people. Nobody's doing anything. Recording. That's the situation in Lima. That is the situation which I actually don't like at all. I think it's so pathetic. Finally, he gets by the door, and again, man, it's even difficult for him to get out because the bus is full of people. Everybody's aware of what is going on. Nobody wants to get into this. Nobody wants to have the problem. The motherfucker might have I don't know. People are coward. That's what I'm saying, man. People are trained to be fucking cowards. Fucking. Okay. They don't want to get away into any of the situations. So, man, yeah, finally I don't let him go. You know, his t-shirt is ripping apart. I don't know. And finally he's by the door and he's using his both arms to get away, you know. He has both arms, so he has power, you know. I use my hands to grab him, you know, so I cannot really stop him. I'm just being dragged, you know. I'm being dragged. I was dragged the whole bus. Nobody does anything. And I mean, that motherfucker didn't expect that I would be such a troublemaker. I wouldn't let him go. I mean, he had his t-shirt completely torn apart, and I see that I cannot do anything. I grab it on his pants, you know. I grab it. I don't. Did he have a belt or something? You know, his t-shirt is falling apart, man. Nobody's doing anything. Anything. Even like in the bus here in Peru, they have a driver who's driving. Okay, the guy cannot do anything. But then in the bus, you have this kind of collector of money who collects the money, you know? And this guy is standing by the door. He doesn't do anything, man. He's just observing what is happening. He doesn't want to get into the problem. I think it's just so pathetic, you know? Supposedly I'm a client, you know. I'm using his service. I'm using the bus. I'm in their bus, you know. I paid the money for this journey. He should. I mean, it's not anything difficult. There are so many people on the bus. It's just one fucking idiot to, I mean, hit him on the head, and that's it, man. I mean, one single something, and man, I just need so little help. I get myself closer to him. I just fucking knock him out. Nobody does anything. I'm recording. Yeah, man. So yeah, man. He uses his arms to push himself out from the car, from the bus. And I'm not going to let that motherfucker go. I have my hands on his, I don't know, I think on his pants or something. His t-shirt was off, was completely shredded apart. So he drags me, you know. I'm being dragged on my chest, you know, out into the street, you know. I fall from the bus, you know. I'm being dragged out. He uses all of his might to get away, and I'm not gonna let him go. I'm being dragged out, and I find myself on the street, laying down, and he's kind of standing. He wants to get away, you know. It's nighttime, and the bus had stopped. As I'm saying, it all had happened. The bus, it was by the traffic light or something, and and I'm on the floor, right? With one hand I am kind of holding his leg so he doesn't run. You know, with my right arm I'm holding his leg, he doesn't run. And with the left one I went, you know, hitting his stomach, you know, his abs. And I'm thinking, and the reason why I'm talking about all of this is, man, okay, I have hit him on his stomach, kind of, you know. It was far from me to reach, so I couldn't deliver a full blow. And now I'm thinking, man, if I could get the time back, I train myself in boxing, I train myself in martial arts. So, a fair fight is you don't go for things like you don't kick balls, for example. Okay? Now I'm thinking, man, if I could bring it back the time, I wouldn't hit his stomach that I can barely reach. I would hit his fucking balls. That would make him crouch from pain, and then that would be the worst day of his life. And yeah, man, basically what had happened then is it was nighttime and I'm out on the street and I know that these motherfuckers from the car, they don't give a damn about me. They're gonna go now. You know, I mean, there are cars in front of our bus. When the cars start moving, this bus will also go. They don't care about me. They don't want to get into the problem. Also because we are in a kind of dangerous ghetto place. We are in kind of danger. Agustino, it's called, that place in Lima. El Agustino. Yeah, so it's kind of also like a ghetto place. So they don't want to stay there. They want to go. They don't want to get into the problem. They will go. I'm aware of that. They're gonna leave me on the street. And at the same time, I hear from the bus, some people shouting, "Leave him!" to me, shouting, "Leave him! Leave him! His friends are coming with guns." Or something. So I don't remember what they shouted. Like three people are coming, his friends. And at the same time, I looked. I was laying the. I saw some guys coming. Toward the. The time is not much time had passed, but you have to react quickly. So I was aware that probably his friends are coming. Of this guy of this robber. Basically, this is probably the place where he lives, and his buddies, his, how you say, homies, recognized their friend and see that his friend is in their situation with this Dolama guy hitting him, you know, and not letting him go. So now they're coming for me. So man, I let him go. I released my right arm, let his leg loose, and he got away. Well, MP3 player doesn't cost much, but I I don't feel happy about letting motherfuckers go. Okay. And yeah, man, I got back in the bus, and people like nothing had happened. People started complaining one with another, kind of, why didn't you do anything? No, why didn't you do anything? Why didn't you do anything? You know, nobody did anything. I was lucky to get back into the bus and continue my journey. This is the situation in Lima. This is the situation that actually, like I'm saying, is so pathetic. I mean, you know, I didn't need much help. Just stop that motherfucker while he was in the car and I will fucking beat him. It will be the worst day of his life. I mean, so little help was needed. Nothing. Okay, yeah, man, such things make. Yeah, man, they make me burning. And the reason why I started talking about all of this is I was also kind of naive, you know. I mean, okay, I know martial arts. Okay, I know, but by being fair, I don't even consider, hitting balls of somebody, you know. But in that situation, if instead of aiming for the stomach of that robber, I could have easily grabbed his balls. That would make him scream from pain. The whole situation would be so much different, man. So much different. And due to my naivety, due to my, not training myself for this kind of scenario, not being kind of, I don't know, not daring, but not considering this option, you know, I wasn't programmed myself for that. I wasn't kind of trained for that, and the whole situation didn't end in the way I would have loved it to end. Okay, so that's what I'm saying, man. Is why I think it is important and good to kind of train yourself and think about different scenarios of, for example, fight. Even think, what would you do if, something happens? They come for you with a gun, for example. You have a gun pointing to your head. What are you going to do? So you think about the scenarios, what you can do. So this way you kind of prepare yourself, and when that happens, you don't aim for his stomach and beat his stomach. You go for his balls. To give this simple example. So yeah, man. The camera. Do you see me well? The camera is, how you call it? This camera is not so good anymore. Is wet inside, so this is why you don't see me well. There is a lot of wetness in the camera on the screen. So I am sure you don't see me as good as in the beginning of this video. Anyways, man, that is one of my stories. Yeah. Stay strong.